Hey guys, we are back talking about Rob Liefeld's Extreme Universe, and today we're going in order. So we're doing Youngblood issue number 2. Now I remember getting this off the rack. I was super pumped up for it. I have all my comics from back then. I have multiple copies of some of them as well. Looking forward to doing this with you guys. I'm going to try to do once a week, if possible. I think it's going to be one heck of a fun time. So let's take a look right away here at Youngblood number 2. So I actually own this issue, of course, but it is definitely easier to go through this with a digital file. So $3 in Canada. Wow. Awesome. We got Prophet. John Taylor Prophet appears in Youngblood number 2. They kept talking there might be a Youngblood or a Prophet film. That'd be very interesting. At one point I'd heard Jake Gyllenhaal might be attached, but who knows? Who knows what's going on here? So Prophet cometh. Yes, it does cometh. Now here we started off with the Berserkers, and there's a lot of names. Rob likes to create a lot of characters, the big, huge teams and all that. And they're coming to rescue Kirby, who is the leader of the Berserkers. And I've wrote their names down. We've got Cross, Dark Angel, Psystorm, Gray, Battleaxe, Wildmane. They're all fighting this guy named Dark Thorn and his disciples. So they're going through his disciples here in order to rescue Kirby. Battleaxe. And I love the way that this is just laid out here. Big action. Everyone's attacking the reader here. They're all jumping forward. It's so cool. I remember getting this as a kid and just being so excited. I didn't really read manga at that time, back in those early 90s. Reading manga now and going back and revisiting these, you can see more inspiration that Rob was taken from that. But here we go. More again, all of these things, it's always fighting, it's always action, and that's why I love these comics. They're a lot of fun, and it just gets right into it. There's Kirby, who, of course, looks like Jack the King Kirby. This issue is, of course, dedicated to Jack Kirby. No better person to dedicate an issue to, so there you go. Without Jack Kirby, we probably wouldn't be sitting here. There would be Superman and Batman and all that, but I don't even know if they would be as popular, because Superman is my favorite character of all space and time, but Jack Kirby is kind of the best creator of all space and time, to just create these worlds and characters to the point where they became so ingrained in pop culture, and they pretty much are pop culture. But yeah, so Kirby already rescued himself because, hello, he's Kirby and he's awesome. So there's Dark Thorn. This guy he looks pretty good. Some of his disciples on the side there. Very thick human being with the shoulder pads. Shoulder pads. You absolutely must have shoulder pads. If you do not have shoulder pads, we boot you out of the 90s. You're out. You're out of the 90s. I don't want to see you. Prophecy. There he is, the big face. I think a lot of artists are scared to do these kind of like big, huge faces. I don't know if I see these anymore. I don't know why. Just, in general. This is a double page, so double splash flipped over. So you're reading it. You're reading it sort of like, so you're taking your comic and flipping it and then opening it up, and then that's how you're reading it. So it's like this. Would you call that horizontal? Like flipping it horizontally almost, and then flipping it open, so it becomes like a double vertical. Weird. So there's Youngblood team. This is Sentinel, I love Sentinel. He's just so cool. Looking at John Prophet here. He's been encased here for several years, and they're estimating that he might even be up to 80 years old. He's been in this capsule for about 50 years, I think. They say he could be around 80 years old. So a quick backstory here with Dr. Wells, who began his experiments in 1937, trying to create sort of your super soldier kind of guy. Got John Prophet, outfitted him, pumped him up, $6 million manned him. That's actually, is that a verb? $6 million manned. He $6 million manned him. Created this big awesome guy. So they're going to transfer him for more experiments. So that's why Youngblood's here. They've just got to transport him. But Cougar and Combat accidentally awaken him, or he awakens himself. It's kind of weird. It's sort of like they point out that there's this sort of timer, and he says, here you have Cougar, saying, look, it's ticking or something. What's going on? What is that? So maybe it's sort of like an internal clock has woken up Prophet to come back. And here we go. This is another double page, 2 horizontals together. So cool. And I remember just as a young teenager, or as a teenager, I guess not really a young teenager, just being really excited about this kind of stuff. It just all looked really cool to me. I remember, you could read these comics pretty fast, and then you'd go back and just really dive into the art and sort of the layouts and the excitement. And I'm not doing anything else. Like, I love Spawn. I love Cyberforce a lot. I think that's a great looking comic book. And of course, Wildcats, Jim Lee, I think is a lot of fun too. So I might do those here and there. Not sure, but I definitely want to do the extreme ones because I feel like they're a little bit more cohesive and they merge into each other. Like next week, it's going to be Brigade number 1. So that'll be interesting. Anyways, so of course, it doesn't take too long before a fight breaks out, not even halfway through the book yet. And we're already getting into a battle. So it's Cougar and Combat fighting John Prophet, who believes they're disciples, but he's not sure. But he knows that they're not human. So obviously something's up. So his sort of defenses kick in. We do have some crackle there. This is attributed to Jack Kirby, so you got to have your crackle guaranteed. Combat comes in, boom, smashes him up, and of course he uses crackle as his weapon. His weapon brings Kirby crackle out. I love it. Great face here. I like all the face. People always make fun. One of the tropes of the 90s, and particularly for Rob himself, is the number of teeth or whatever. But these sort of close-ups and these speed lines and this sort of like non-background here, this is all very manga inspired. And I think if you'd no one's looking to Dragon Ball Z for anatomy class, right? A lot of the characters there often have smaller feet, or if you look at other things, even like I don't know, like Berserk or something, there's always like big huge swords and massive weapons and that kind of a thing. And like guys grin, it's like, oh, and it's like, why is there so many teeth? Well, it's just for impact, right? So yeah, I mean, again, there's not really a lot to decipher here. It's just as a battle. They're trying to convince them that they're not disciples of Dark Thorn, but it's not really working. Here comes Sentinel. So it doesn't take too long before Sentinel shows up. Here comes Riptide. She's able to try to use some of her powers here to nail him. She's extracting moisture. More 90s tropes. You have all of the guys are super buff, mega muscles. Like there's more muscles. Like this guy has more muscles here than there are in the human body. Boom, big, huge punches. Like nobody's just doing any jabs. It's all massive hits. Sentinel's like the largest guy that you're ever going to see in your life. Riptide has like a crazy curves here. And people kind of make fun of it, but again, it's for effect. I don't see anything wrong with it at all. Like I literally see zero wrong with it. The men are just as beefed up as the women are. Again, big, huge guy. This is Brahma comes in for the big punch. Super big. Now here's your normal double page splash. So you're reading this normally as a comic and you'd flip it that way and you'd see your two pages on this one. Pretty awesome. And then there has been 2 horizontally flipped splashes, and now we have 2 normal ones back to back. Here come your disciple guys. Look, this is definitely manga inspired. This looks amazing to me. Even now, like I would take this comic all day over everything that's being released right now, in my opinion. And then another sideways horizontal splash. And again, you can say, well, it's limiting the storytelling, but to me, it's making it very exciting that you're interacting with the comic a lot more than you would be by just reading a bunch of panels. And there you go, we're done. I absolutely love this issue. I think it's great, man. Like, I really enjoy these comics, and not in a, oh, they're so cheesy kind of a way. Like, I'm not distancing myself from the comics. I genuinely think they're really, really cool and they're fun. And I'm looking forward to doing this, hopefully getting a video out. I'd like to possibly get one every Sunday if possible, and do these in order. There is actually a proper order to the Extreme Universe, so I'm following that order as best as I can. I don't own every comic. If there's one that I don't own, I may or may not skip it, but I have all of Youngblood, all of Bloodstrike, all of Brigade, all of Supreme. What else? Those are the main ones, right? So if I might, I've got Darker Image, I've got multiple copies of that. So if I'm missing something, I may skip it or just quickly gloss over. I really don't want to I'm trying to avoid those sites, that you have. So anyways, this was a lot of fun. I love this issue. I think it's great. Please make sure you like this video, share it out, and subscribe to the channel. Check out a lot of the other playlists. I'm trying to have some content every day to keep everybody, coming back for more. And I'm trying to make it a little bit more diverse. Got TV shows, got movies, got comics, all that stuff. So that's it, guys. I'm really happy with this Extreme Universe stuff. So I'm looking forward to continuing it on. Thanks for watching.
Hey friends, you've just been listening to J-Man. And he is the smartest person who ever lived. So make sure you like and subscribe.